Hey y'all, it's Cindy Cobb from around the town in the South, and I am so excited to be coming to y'all on this beautiful Thursday morning. I have the privilege of sitting with Jill Connor Browne. Most of you know her as part of the Sweet Potato Queen. She started that.
Sweet Potato Queen.
Yeah, she is the Sweet Potato Queen. I love that. And you know, I've told y'all when I started this, I already had a list of people that I knew I wanted to be a part of to tell their story, because a lot of the people outside of Mississippi may not know these stories. Now, I know Jill Connor Browne she is famous everywhere. She has queens from everywhere, which, you know, I love that. But we're out here at the Shelton House. She and her husband bought this place a couple of years ago, and I got the grand tour, and it is absolutely beautiful. The magnolia tree in the front, I mean, it's just like, it's like a fall day out here, really. It's not even hot. So I want to thank you for sitting with me. I am so excited, and I know we're going to talk about a few things, but I want to talk about how I first met Jill Connor Browne. I had been in town for about a year. Somebody said, you need to go to the Hilton. They're having this Sweet Potato Queen party, and you need to go see what it's about. So I said, yeah, I'm always up for something, you know. So about 4 of my girlfriends and I walk into the Hilton, and we see all these groups of ladies dressed in different outfits, you know, representing what they want to represent. And I said, oh, I'm all about this, because y'all know I love to dress up, I love Halloween. And I was just mesmerized. And then in walks Jill Connor Browne, and she's in her Sweet Potato Queen outfit, and I mean, it's just the presence that you have anyway. And I said, well, I got to meet this woman. I got to meet her. She probably thinks I'm crazy. And I went and introduced myself, and I said, my name is Cindy Cobb. This is awesome. I can't wait to find out more about this. And we stayed, of course, because the party was happening, always happening. Thank you, Skipper and the Hilton, for always being
the Hilton is the best. They are the best.
They are the best. They're so accommodating. But as the night went on, there was a poll in the bar area. And I was telling Jill, you know, we were watching the lady on the pole. We were not dressed, because we really didn't know.
Well, you were dressed. You were not naked.
Oh, no, right.
You were not in costume.
We were not in costume. That's exactly right. I love that. But we enjoyed that pole with those ladies. We had a blast.
Pole. We brought it in for the event every year. And
well, what happened to the pole?
It's been destroyed. It got beat up, torn up, but actually some lawyers tore it up, but that's a whole other story. But
I love it.
It was, we bought it just for the event. And
that was
I thought it would be fun to learn how to do it. And so I had a video and everything. Once I had the pole for the event, but I had a video. But what is that it was I was too tall for it.
Oh no!
To work on it. So my next door neighbor worked on it some, but she was
so
about
cool.
this tall.
Yeah, they said that's the best exercise.
It looked like big fun, but it was.
We weren't exercising, but we had a blast
because it was too short.
That is hilarious. So after that, I went on to the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and I got to see just the enormity of it. That was when the Sweet Potato Queens, I think that might have been your last year, I can't remember. And I was just in awe, and I started looking and watching her. I friended her on Facebook, and I just said, you know, she is an icon in our city and in our state, because she's brought so much to our area. Not just economic development, I mean just the hospitality. That when you say Jill Connor Browne, that's the first thing they say. She's, I mean, just the nicest person I've ever met.
Well, thank you.
So Jill, thank you for sitting down with me. I'm so excited. And
happy to visit with you.
I got to see you at the Howler Mouths press conference, where the Sweet Potato Queens will be joining them. And I'll let her tell you that in a few minutes, all about that. But I just want to know, kind of, you know, where did you start? How did you get to the Sweet Potato Queen, and where are we now?
Okay. Well, it started in 1982 when I had come through a particular rough patch of the doldrums. My daddy had died, and I had got divorced for the first time. And so it was, you know, it was a rough time. And I was also questioning my life path. And a man that I used to work for was a positive mental attitude junkie. And I mean, I've heard every word ever spoken by Zig Ziglar or Norman Vincent Peale. And one thing that they all said in common that struck a chord with me was that you should do what makes your heart sing, and the money will follow. And that really made sense to me, but I was 19 and working in the credit department at Sears when I heard it, so it didn't really pan out for me then. And here's Peachy. And so but when I left there, and I did leave there, I was looking for what would make my heart sing. And it was, I also grew up in the South, you know, going to Sunday school and hearing that wretched parable of the talents, you know. Some like more than others, but everybody got at least one, and you should not hide your light under a bushel. And I didn't know what my light was, let alone my bushel, but I didn't have it. I mean, other girls in the Sunday school class, you know, play piano or ballet or tap, or, you know, they all had talent and I did not. And because all I ever really wanted to be in my life was 5'2", with long red hair, green eyes, big tits, little feet, and be able to sing. And I never got any of it. And you know, the bad part about that is because I didn't get anything that I wanted, I felt like I didn't get anything. And you know, of course, if you've been in therapy, you know, you just say it's not a good place to be. But so that was all kind of swirling around in my brain, and then I did notice that I had a few talents, and you know, that I could smile, show nearly every tooth in my head at nothing.
I love
I do it for a long time.
Can you hear us?
If I've had a few drinks.
Okay, well, yeah.
You can see every tooth. But, and I can wave equally well with either hand. I can form an opinion that fast about literally anything in the universe with no information whatsoever, and actually prefer it that way.
I love it.
And people will mind me. I have no idea. It's probably because I'm huge and they're afraid. I really don't care why, but people will do what I say. But I was not seeing any job descriptions that were looking for what I had to offer. And then I happened to see a photograph of Queen Elizabeth and a photograph of my mother. And I'll show you a picture later. They're like identical twins. They look exactly like, same hair, everything. They look exactly like. And my mother was adopted from unknown biological parentage. So I just thought, well, there you have it. We're some kind of lost bastards of the Windsors. They're probably looking for me right now.
Exactly.
I'm supposed to be a queen because, as far as I can tell, that's all she do. It's her only job.
She's got that down pat.
So, well, you know, that didn't pan out. We're not related, and they're not interested in me. But I knew then that I was supposed to be a queen. But there are no openings anywhere. So I knew I was going to have to carve out my own niche. And about this same time, my friend Sherry Anglin was telling me that her father had some land in Bartman, Mississippi, which is, you know, is our sweet potato capital of the world. And she said that Bartman, you know, had a sweet potato festival every year. And I said, oh, really? They got a queen?
They got a queen.
And I said, you know, it's pageants cost a fortune. It's a small town. They ain't got any money. Probably, you know, tell them I'll get my own dress, my own crown. I'll run up the road every year, be the queen, and go home. And I don't know if she ever passed along what I thought was a very generous offer or not. But to date, I have not heard from the good people in Bartman, nor do I expect to at this point. But anyway, that stuck in my brain. I just thought it sounded funny to be the sweet potato queen. So about that same time, Malcolm White, at that time local restaurateur, entrepreneur, now of course, you know, head of Mississippi Arts Commission, and Helen now, but decided for no apparent reason that Jackson needed a St. Patty's Day parade. I mean, it's not like there's a whole bunch of Irish people here. I mean, I happen to be one, but purely coincidental, and more of an excuse to drink and drive. And so it was, Daddy always brought us that he put spectating on a sin level, that if there was anything going on you were in any way capable of participating in, you had a moral obligation to do so. And that you should do what you will wish you had done when you're 50. When I heard that, I was probably 12, and thought, good God, who would even want to live to be that old?
I love it.
But whenever I had a choice to make in my whole life, I would, you know, I would weigh it against that. And if whatever it was, by the time I was 50, I probably wish I'd done it, so I did.
That is
and,
awesome.
Yes, it's very good advice. But having left 50 in the dirt some time ago, I've moved that up to the nursing home. You know, what I wish that I had done when I got
Those
there.
goals keep coming.
Yeah. And so, heard he was going to have this parade, and I just said with no hesitation whatsoever, I'm in that. And he was married to my friend Vivian at the time, and she said, what are you going to do? As if I had no plan. I said, I'm the sweet potato queen. She said, so am I. I said, bye.
So both of you and Vivian.
First few years, so it was me and Vivian and Mona Shumate and Sherry Anglin were the first sweet potato queens. That was the first year. And in the back of the pickup truck, and Vivian made a hand-lettered cardboard sign put on the sides of well, it said Anglin Sweet Potato Farms, as if you envision, he had like 20 acres in Barton. They had a garden in Barton, which I thought was hilarious, to put that farms on there. He had a go. But Vivian made a hand-lettered cardboard sign to put on either side of the truck, misspelled potato, put the Dan Quayle E on potato. I have a picture of it somewhere. And so we rode in the back of that pickup truck and smiled and waved and threw sweet potatoes. And it was on St. Patrick's Day, which happened to be a Wednesday or Thursday. In 5 o'clock traffic, we left from CS's and went through downtown to totally bewildered populace. They didn't even know we were a parade. Streets weren't blocked off. We were just in the traffic, going down the road, and we're just and throwing sweet potatoes at people, which I mean, it was great. And Sherry was a hell of a softball player and nearly broke out a window on the IRS building with a sweet potato. So we don't throw sweet potatoes anymore. For one thing, they're too expensive, but they're also hefty.
Right.
And so that was the first parade. I have never missed parading. I'm the only original left. You know, people have moved away and, you know, whatever, but it was absolutely, and I did say out loud, the first time I rode in the back of that pickup truck, smiling, waving, throwing sweet potatoes, I did say out loud, somebody will pay me to do this. And here we are. As far as I know, I'm the world's only full-time professional sweet potato queen.
Well, I mean, I know, I've seen you on all kinds of big stations. I mean, you've been interviewed everywhere. I love that story. I love you sharing that story. I mean, I knew some of it, but you forget some of it. But I did not know that you were actually throwing the sweet potatoes. I had no idea. But I did hear, you know, when Malcolm did when y'all did the press conference, you did talk about starting it with the 5 o'clock traffic, and they moved it. It's evolved. So over the years, it has evolved, and you have gone around in different cities and done, you know, you're promoting.
Well, the way it's well, I mean, it grew organically every year until my first book came out in '99.
Okay.
The Sweet Potato Queens Book Club, and it came out in January. And so we saw a little bump in the parade in March. But then the next year, in 2000, there were people from 22 states.
Oh, wow.
That came. And there was somebody holding a sign saying North Dakota loves the Sweet Potato Queens. Who knew there were people in North Dakota? And I mean, to me, I mean, I'm an unknown humor writer in Jackson, Mississippi, and for somebody in North Dakota to find, buy, read, and like my book was miracle enough. But based on nothing else but that book, they took time off work. They bought a very expensive plane ticket, came and stayed in our hotels, ate in our restaurants and bars, to come to Jackson, Mississippi, to dress up funny and walk down the street with me. Which tells us these people are highly motivated, easily led, lots of disposable income, and possibly too much time on their hands, but they are my people, and I love them.
And part of that is the fun.
It's totally the
it's
fun.
It's fun, it's getting outside your comfort zone. It is, not only that, there's a great cause behind it. We'll talk about that in a minute, but you're part of a community, and you really are.
Oh, I had a message board for years before Facebook was invented. There were message boards, and we had the message board of love.
Oh.
And there were people, I don't even know how many thousands of people were on it, literally all over the world, and with different names. And true bonds of friendship have developed. There are people all over the world who are close, intimate friends now for no other reason than the Sweet Potato Queens. And they never would have crossed paths.
That's
otherwise.
amazing.
And they come to Jackson to meet up and do all this, and it truly is a phenomenon. And I mean, I'm amazed. I started it purely to entertain myself, and it is still, I do it to entertain myself. It is the most fun I ever had in my life, and that whole bunch of other people enjoy it as well as, just gravy, and you know how we feel about gravy.
Okay. Well, in saying that, I love that because we do offer something in this state with our St. Patrick's Day parade that nobody else in the world does but us and does it like us. And there is a crew and a big team behind that, which I know you've been a part of a long time. When did I'm gonna call it the marriage with this organization with Blair Batson? I know now she drives a little zippity-doo-dah vehicle around.
Patty Pack does
Patty
that.
Pack
for us.
does that.
Connor
Thank you, Patty
does that,
Pack.
Yeah.
When did that start where you really realized the impact that this was making on this hospital? And where are you now with that?
Well, when we started raising money for Batson, I mean, it's the easiest cause in the world. There are a lot of great causes. I don't care what you got, sick babies trump everything. I mean, it's just the easiest cause in the world. And this is, Children's in Mississippi is the only hospital in Mississippi where any child can be treated regardless of ability to pay.
Oh, wow.
And it's our hospital, it's right here. We have world-class physicians, and we're right in the middle now of a $200 million construction there, a brand new hospital, and it's, I'm very excited about that. And it's, the Queens embraced it. It was easy for me out of gratitude because my child, who's now 30, I never satisfied an insurance deductible in her whole life, thank you, Jesus. I mean, totally healthy. And so gratitude that I never needed that facility. But then when you go and you meet the children there and you see that, especially there are 5 children who live there all the time permanently. They're too sick to be outside the hospital. And many have spent their entire lives there. And they had one van. They got to go on a field trip once a month because the van that they had would only haul one of them with all their equipment and attendants. So by the time they got all 5 of them there, it was time to start bringing one of them back. And it was actually Deborah Bryant's idea, although we did raise the money for it, Deborah. But she told me about it. She's very active with that group of kids, the whole hospital, but especially with that group of kids. She has them to the governor's mansion all the time. She goes up there all the time. She is really dedicated to those 5 children. She told us about it, so we made that our goal when we were at Zippity-Doo-Dah in Fondren, that we were going to get a van that would, all 5 of them and all their attendants and all their equipment, where they could go together.
Oh.
And so we succeeded in doing that, and the children helped design the artwork. The CeeLo agency did the final artwork on it, and but we had it. The decal guys did the wrap, and it's happy looking. And those kids are on the road all the time.
That is awesome.
They get to go out, and
that'll give you chills. I mean, because like you said, we take so much for granted. I mean, I rode a school bus with a bunch of kids, when I was growing up. Can you imagine the impact that has in the 5 lives that they now get to do something normal that other kids get to do? And
we march. My church group marches. We march in the Chinese New Year parade every year. So we dressed up as the year. It was the year of the rooster. And so I know you've seen on Facebook all the toddler costumes that they have. They're really cute. Well, I saw that. I said, well, we would be really cute in that. So we dressed up as chickens. One of the girls in the choir, Jean Hawks, crochets, and she made us all chicken hats, just like the little baby had on them. And then we wrapped ourselves in feather boas and, wore leggings and red socks over our shoes for the feet. And so we go to Wells Church. So we were Wells Church's chickens.
Oh wow, how cute!
So that was we
creative.
marched in the Chinese New Year parade because another girl in the choir, Jane Everly, her daughter Anna, is Chinese, and so we wanted to support that. But when we marched up to the top of the hill, there was the van, and there were those 5 kids on the street in their special chairs to watch the Chinese New Year parade. I mean, it was they get to have real lives.
That is awesome. I love that. I did not even know that. I'm so glad you're sharing stories that, I love finding out when I talk to people all kinds of things, because I believe that as Southerners and as Mississippians, I'm a Mississippian first and foremost, that's what we're all about, is giving back. and paying it forward. And you have done that all of your life, and it's just been awesome to watch and to learn, and that you're continuing to do it. So let's transition into, I did a vlog with Malcolm White, and Malcolm put a little bug in my ear, but he didn't give me the whole bug, just a little bit. Something's coming. Get ready. Be prepared. And because I told him my story with, walking in the Zippity Parade, walking in the, we've always had a floater. I've either been on a floater in the, a golf cart in it, throwing something, doing something, raising something, always. And so he puts that bug in my ear, so I'm watching, and he texted me and said, you need to be at Alamaus this particular day, come on, and walked in, and guess who I saw, and I said, yes, they're back together, thank God. So tell us a little bit about that and what you're doing now. I know I've seen you on Facebook all the time, and look, she's got a Sweet Potato Queen page, go watch it. She's looking for her queens that have been, out and about doing other things to bring them back this year. This is going to be more of a reunion, I'm going to say, wouldn't you say? So tell us a little bit about that, and kind of what you're doing for this year, where you're headed with it.
Okay. Well, it just evolved that, the last few years we've not paraded in Fondren because the streets have been all torn up, and there's still, the streets are better, but there's so much construction going on, which is great. I mean, there are, 3 hotels and a major bank, and, and Fondren is booming. Wow. But it's not real great, not real conducive for parading. And, but also with St. Patty's, they've always been historically that third weekend in March, which is spring break here, which on the one hand seems like it would be a great time, except it's not, because half the people are out of town, but also you can't get marching bands because they're on spring break, schools are out.
Yeah. Okay.
And so Arden Barnett, who really runs it now, with Malcolm, called me and said, what about if we moved and took your day the 4th weekend in March, and y'all came back and joined us? And I said, that is fabulous. That's a great idea. And
thank you, Arden Barnett.
Yeah. And so it'll be that they can, we can get marching bands. We can really blow up the parade. Yeah. And the Sweet Potato Queens musical is coming here. That weekend, the run will be the week before the parade and the week of the parade.
Oh,
and
really?
Tickets go on sale to season ticket holders the 23rd of this month, September, and to the general public on October 1st.
Okay.
And it's fabulous. It's hilarious, and it is centered around the development of the parade, and it ends, with that. And so it's such a great opportunity for the city,
Right.
because Visit Jackson is creating materials that will go, because the musical will be licensed now. It will start being performed all over the country. And so I think what we'll see is much like we saw after the first book came out.
Oh, wow.
People are out there, and Visit Jackson will have materials in the back of every house where it's playing, saying this is real, this is a real event. Because that was when the first book came out, and I had a website in there that was invented like the day before publication and put in the book. I mean, it was when, there weren't really many websites out there.
No.
And we just stuck it in there.
Right.
And people would email me and say, is this real? Can I really come? Because I said, you can come be in this parade.
Yeah.
And so Visit Jackson will make brochures on the parade to have in all the theaters and invite people to come to Jackson. So I think it's an opportunity for us to really create a destination event for Jackson to build on what we already have, but really grow it nationally and internationally.
Right. I didn't realize that. I knew there was something coming up. I just didn't know what it was. And I'll link this stuff so that y'all can find out more about this. I'll link the Sweet Potato Queen page too. So Jill, as you're preparing for the parade, I know we're 6 months away, less than 6 months away. Well, no, actually 6 months. What are you needing? What are you looking for? I mean, I know that you want your queens to come in, and I know you're looking for, I don't know what all you're looking for. What are you looking for? What do you need? Because this is part of doing this. I want to help do whatever we want to help do whatever we can.
And just come be in it. Decide what you're going to be the queen of, and come dress up and march.
She has just probably created a monster.
Yeah, form your own chapter. That way you get to be the boss queen and make them do everything that you say.
Oh, I love that part too.
It's the best job in the world.
I am Gemini.
And so it's yeah, just participate. You know, this is our parade. This is our city. This is our state. This is our children's hospital. You know, they are not coming to do
Right.
anything for us.
That's right.
There's only us. There is no them. There is only us. And it's, you know, I get frustrated with people who will go to Mardi Gras, or they will go to Atlanta, they'll go to New Orleans, they'll go to Dallas, they'll go to Memphis to do things. And then you say, well, you ever been to St. Casey? Well, no. I go, well,
Yeah, because I mean,
you know, it's
a-
real
something
easy
to
just right
see.
downtown.
Yeah, and it is really, I mean, people come together, all walks of life, all levels of life, I'm going to say, and it is, I mean, it's just a fun day, and it's all for a great cause, so I love that too. So, I know you'll be dressed up in your sweet potato queen, your red hair and your
Absolutely.
dress. I love that part. She want to be 5'2" and red hair. I'm 5'4" and I want to be 5'9". We always want something we
I'm
can't have.
6'1",
Oh my
but-
goodness, are you?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Big
So,
love.
what besides the sweet potato queen, and I know that that's a big part of your life, and you brought so much to that, to our state, and thank you for that. And thank you for supporting our babies. I actually got to go in and take a tour of the neonatal ICU about 5 years ago, and let me tell you, the need is there. I mean, some of these children, they never see their parents again. I mean, their parents live away, and they can't be there every day. So I love that Deborah Browne, I did not realize Deborah Browne was doing that. Thank you, Deborah, for all that you do also. It is such a worthy cause, because like you said,
Well, in that NICU
Children.
and in the cardiac unit, they needed something called a giraffe bed.
A giraffe
that a
bed.
lot of these babies are so sick and fragile that even moving them to a surgical gurney could kill them. And so there are these special beds that anything that needs to be done to this infant can be done without moving them. And so they said they really needed 4, but they would love to have 6. And so that was another project that we did a couple of years ago. We bought them 6 giraffe beds.
That's awesome. And when she says we, she means everybody that comes together for this organization and to do these things, to raise money. This is a we thing, just like I love that she just said that, because we are a part of that, and that's what we want to promote. Listen, it's 6 months away. Make your plans. A lot of my friends in Brandon, Flowood, Madison, they will get a hotel room downtown because they know they want to do the whole day, and they want to do it all the way through the night, and there's so many activities. So you're going to be a part of something really
I would also
big.
encourage you to come and stay at the Hilton.
Of
Because
course, the Hilton.
That is where we are all weekend, and it is, the Hilton sponsors the door decoration contest.
Okay.
They budget to repaint every door in the building after we leave.
Oh, wow.
There's one group, the Tata Queens from North Carolina, that they get a suite and they literally change the rugs, the bedspreads, the lamps, the lampshades, the artwork, the shower curtains, the towel. They totally redo the entire suite
Wow.
every time. And the Hilton judges, and the prize every year is $250 off your next year's stay.
That's smart. Yeah, we
Yeah.
love the Hilton, y'all, and I'm pretty sure that they'll have the shuttle running.
We're working on that
Okay.
right now with Capital City Beverage is our sponsor, so there'll be more about that.
And let me just tell y'all, after that first time I saw that, I wanted to spend the night. I'm like, I want to stay, I'm going to do all this stuff. Of course, it was too late for me to do everything, so I just learned. So we're going to give you the information to check it out. Y'all come, support this. It's awesome. And I'll be doing more vlogs about this right up until, and even the day of, because I support this event. I think it's most important that it stays here and it continues to grow. The more it grows, the more we grow.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'm going to transition just for a second, because Jill does more things than just being the queen. She has her hands in a lot of things. She gives back in so many ways. And just today, she has a group that's going to be doing some things. Jill, tell us a little bit about what you're doing. And you still have time to help with this, because it's, what, 4 o'clock this afternoon?
Well, it was a queen in such a network. There are over 6,400 chapters of Sweet Potato
6,400
Queen groups in 37 countries.
Oh, wow.
So it's a network. And so a young woman in Texas, Amanda Wagner, said that she and her husband Brock had lost their home in Hurricane Harvey last year. And so he's a Marine and trained at Camp Lejeune in Jacksonville, North Carolina, which is currently submerged underwater from
Right.
Florence. And they were planning on going this week. They still have friends there. And that they were loading up a truck and a trailer with the cleaning supplies that they know will be needed. They know what's coming when the water goes down.
That's right.
And so Amanda said, would you help me get the word out? And she sent me a picture of their route, and I said, I'm gonna need more than this. I can't read them out. Well, I mean, of course, it was just I-20, but I probably could have figured that out. But and so I put it on all 3 Facebook pages of, you know, here's what's happening. Here's her information. Reach out to her, see where you can set up a meetup, because they'll be in Shreveport, well, of course, starting in Dallas, but Shreveport, Monroe, Jackson, Birmingham, Atlanta, Augusta, Columbia, and then up 95 to Jacksonville. And so, I mean, it wasn't, you know, 10 minutes, and we, you know, so my daughter, Bailey Sparling in Dallas, teaches Pure Bar in Addison at the Addison studio, and so their studio, so they met with them this morning already, and with stuff they had collected, and then they'll stop in Shreveport. Cassandra Glossier in Shreveport. She's a Mardi Gras queen over there, and so she's coordinated it. So they'll stop. They're meeting here in Clinton. You got to pet that dog.
The puppies are here, and they're precious, and they smell my puppies, so they're just like, she does what Lexi does. Lexi.
Yeah, but she's got a great big foot.
Yeah.
But we'll meet this afternoon in the parking lot of Home Depot in Clinton, which is right off 20, easy on off, and there's a list on all of my Facebook pages of the kinds of supplies that they need, and so they've got a truck and a van, and they're hauling stuff across there to go help the folks in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So they'll be meeting up with other queens all the way across.
So you're wanting them to bring donated things like water, cleaning supplies.
If you go to umcor.com, .org, there's a picture, an illustration of the different kinds of buckets. There's a cleanup bucket that you can do everything at Home Depot. It's one of their buckets, and then all the supplies that go in there. You know, there's a personal hygiene bucket. There's, you know, those kinds of things. And because you don't think about, you know, if your whole house has been underwater, you got
everything's
nothing.
gone.
You ain't got any Tampax. I mean,
you don't have anything.
And so somebody brought me some supplies last night. We had an event at the church, and I went out to the car, and she said, I left something by your car. There's a box of maxi pads under my, like a big box of lots.
Well, you can do a lot with those.
It's the truth. We just, somebody's
really
gonna need these, and be glad to get them.
Right.
But yes, cleaning supplies, water, giant trash bags, diapers, even makeup, you know, face clean.
Nitrogen wipes, everything.
Think about it.
So they'll be out there from 4 until what time?
We'll be at 4. We'll be loading up, you know, so we get everything in there. And so 4 o'clock we'll be at the Garden Center end at the outside of the parking lot. You'll see my car, which is hot pink and green.
Okay, good.
Literally, you cannot miss this car.
Well, thank you for that. That's awesome. That now, you know, we give back everywhere. We've done, I mean, every flood, there's been some organization that has done it. And I love that you're participating in this, and that you're starting and, you know, collecting it everywhere you go.
We're just helping them. I mean, it's, you know,
that's amazing.
They have it on their heart because so many people help them, and she asked, can you put the word out? So, I mean, that's all I've done is hook her up with other queens across the country, and so it's, it's a good vehicle, good way to get the word out. Next week, we've got Wells Fest.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Next Saturday, the 29th, at Jamie Fowler Memorial Park, and on Lakeland Drive, all day, free, live music. Well, we do charge, you know, there's food, there's things like that, but it's free admission.
Free admission.
Yeah. But it's an alcohol and drug-free day in the park. Totally family-friendly, pony rides, every game you can think of, food. Next Tuesday night at Doolin Hall, also free admission, is art night, and we have really, really good art. It's an art auction, a live auction.
So I'm sure you can go to Thalia Hall and see some of these things. If not, I know Art and Barnett has a website, but if not, you can go to Jill's page. Like I said, we'll post that on there. If you're out and about today, pop in to Home Depot or have your brother or your sister drop something in. Every donation matters and counts. So, if, you know, some people say, well, I don't really have a lot of money to give. I can't buy a big bucket. Do what you can do. We need to represent not just the Queens, but Mississippi, sending our love, which we already have through different things, but go out there. Beth Elliott's going to be out there. I know she's heading that up out here at Home Depot. Love Beth. She's always giving too. She's amazing. She goes to, she loves you. That's on my page too. I'll put some information on there. So y'all, thank y'all for joining us today. And I just cannot thank you enough. I mean,
It's been fun.
I just love that.
It's a good day on the porch at Shelton House.
It's a great day on the porch at the Shelton House, and it's so cool. I'm just amazed out here. I want to thank our sponsors for sponsoring this vlog. That would be Village Boutique in Madison, Mississippi on Main Street. Stop in there. She's got some of the cutest things ever. Dana also gives back with her business, and she has for 27 years.
Yeah, I spent lots of money with her when my daughter lived with her.
Yeah, she has unique things. This actually came there. Thank you, Dana, for hooking me up with this white shirt because I was looking for something white and a little bit thicker because age.
Yeah.
But anyway, we love Dana and Kayla at Village Boutique. Thank you so much. And also Kim Goodson Realty. If you're looking for a house, she's with Crye-Leike Realtors, and she's a top producer. Not what.